Hola amigos, and welcome back to Parenting 365, where calm leadership creates strong children. For over 30 years, I worked with troubled youth and their families, from juvenile custody to schools to family reunification. I learned something important. Most parents are not bad people, but bad habits, poor emotional control, and weak role modeling can quietly shape a child's future. That's why Parenting 365 exists. I have another great story to share, so let's get into this. Evening air. Distant taekwondo kicks echoing through the building. Parents talking quietly in the background. Then the soft thud of truck doors closing. My oldest climbed into the truck, unusually quiet. Not angry, not frustrated, just thoughtful. As parents, we learn to recognize the difference. Sometimes silence says more than tears ever could. I waited a few minutes before asking her what was wrong. Finally, she looked over and quietly said, "Dad, I'm sad." One of her taekwondo friends had asked her what games she plays. At first I smiled and asked, "Did you tell her you play Boggle Jr., chess, memory card games?" Before I could finish, she interrupted me. "No, computer games, Daddy." And suddenly I understood. In that moment, my daughter wasn't really asking about games. She was asking, "Am I missing something? Am I different? Why does everyone else seem connected to this world except me?" And honestly, I think a lot of parents are going to face this conversation someday, because screens have quietly become modern babysitters. Not always because parents are bad people, sometimes because they're exhausted, overworked, burned out, trying to survive. It is easy to hand a child a screen. It is much harder to hand them your time. So I asked her something unexpected. "Do you feel sorry for Tong Tong?" She looked confused. "No, why?" And I told her something I've learned after decades working with families and children. Sometimes it's easier for adults to place a screen in front of a child than to emotionally engage with them. Sometimes, after 12 hours, a parent finally looks up and asks, "Are you hungry?" But parenting is more than keeping a child occupied. A good parent teaches. A good mentor prepares a child for life. Not just academics, not just entertainment. Life, conflict, choices, temptation, loneliness, pressure, failure, character. Because one day your child will face difficult moments, and no app will be there to guide them through it. But hopefully, you will have prepared them. Then I told her something I truly believe. I won't know what needs to be fixed if you spend 12 hours a day living inside a simulation instead of our world. Children are constantly revealing themselves through conversation, through boredom, through imagination, through questions. That's where parents discover fear, curiosity, insecurity, confidence, personality. But if a child disappears into a screen all day, sometimes the parent slowly loses access to the child's inner world, and often they don't realize it until years later. I never brought the conversation up again. I didn't need to, because sometimes parenting is not about winning an argument. Sometimes it's simply planting a seed and trusting that one day your child will understand why you protected their mind before the world tried to capture it. I once heard something on the Sean Ryan show that stayed with me. Sometimes parents justify unlimited screen time by saying, "Screens are giving my child access to the world." But there's another side to that sentence. Because while the screen is giving your child access to the world, it's also giving the world access to your child. Their attention, their emotions, their fears, their identity, their curiosity. And if parents are not actively guiding that process, someone else eventually will. If this helped you see something in your own home, subscribe to Parenting 365, because sometimes it's not about doing more as a parent. It's about becoming more consistent in what you already know. Adios, amigos. Until the next time, enjoy your journey, and I have a few more parenting tips coming soon.